Hello everyone, welcome to the Beloved Plant channel. In this video you're going to learn different techniques of propagating plants. Let's get your pots filled with these beauties. Although I'm using succulents in this video, these techniques are also often applicable to other types of plants, and for those getting started with succulents, you will learn that you can propagate it in different ways, not only from the leaves, and even with the leaves there are different ways of doing this. We're looking at the apex of the stem of this Aeonium, which we're going to cut off. So we're going to be doing an apical cut. It means we're going to be cutting the tip of the plant. I love Aeoniums. I have somewhat of a collection here at home. These plants are dormant during summer, so they will be growing during our fall, winter, beginning of the spring. You will see these plants really shooting off. So I would avoid doing this cutting during summer. It's mid-spring here in Ireland, perfect timing. These are also tender plants, so avoid leaving them exposed to temperatures below 10 Celsius degrees. Right, I took my cutting, and in this case in particular I chose to leave some leaves behind just because it helps the stem regulate in terms of water and hydration. But I've done this plenty of times without leaving anything behind, and I got my new buds shooting off anyway. So this is not mandatory, but it does help the plant recover faster. Here's the plant freshly cut. You need to wait for this part to callus over. It's going to heal and dry, and then you get to plant it. Just stick it into a pot with compost and you're done. Another option is to get a pot, fill it with water, and leave the cutting in contact with that water. It's going to grow out roots. It works very well as well. It's probably not a bad idea to leave this other half here protected from rain or water of any sort, just to keep this stem from rotting. Here's the stem that you had seen about 4 or 5 weeks from cutting. There are 5 new buds coming out, and in the rest of the stem you'll see other buds trying to develop. I am not convinced that they're all going to develop though. Here's the plant about 8 weeks after we've done the cutting. So yeah, the preference is going to the buds at the top. They are developing, the rest is not. As for the cutting that I had taken, I've left it dipped in water, and you can see there's a root system coming out. This is more than ready to be planted in a pot with compost. But again, this step with the water is not mandatory. I just want to show you options of doing this. You could have just put it directly in the pot and it would have been fine, but now you know there's a root system there and you can leave it out to grow. Don't forget to water it, of course. I'm gonna get rid of these leaves that I had left behind. They are not necessary anymore. We will not toss them away though, because we can create more plants out of these leaves. The only thing that you need to pay attention to is that there's some part of the stem in the leaves. So if the leaf breaks as you're taking them off, it will be hard to have a cutting because the stem tissue is necessary for roots to develop. For this other technique, all you need is a container that you're gonna fill with water and some cling film that you're gonna pierce just so you can dip the leaf and leave it in touch with the water. Will it touch the water? Yes, it will touch the water. It doesn't matter if the container is made of glass, if it's made of plastic. All that matters is that the leaf can be in touch with the water, and you'll see roots developing as you can see here. These works are all year long for most succulents, but for Aeoniums in particular, you should be doing this like in early spring or maybe at the end of winter, but it doesn't really work in summer. I tried a good few times. Let's see another technique using this other branch that I have here is growing outwards. It's kind of dropping the pot. It's not, I'm gonna have the plant broken. So I'm just gonna cut off these lower branches that you can see here, and anything that breaks while I'm touching this plant will also be taken off. So just this piece and this other piece over here. These are those two cuttings already developed and shooting off more growth. As you can see, But let's go back to the main plant. What are we gonna do with this one? I'm just getting a larger pot and I have filled the bottom with compost, and I'm going to place it in the pot in a way that I can fill it with more compost and leave the branches in touch with the compost. If they can't touch the compost, I'm just gonna use a wire of some sort to make sure that they are somehow in touch, and this will make sure that this has enough surface, like the branches have enough surface with the compost to grow out roots, and the plant will take care of the rest. All you need to do after doing this thing is water your plant. Here's the result. It's what the plant looks like 4 months after I've done what you've seen there. It's in a completely different color. The reason is it's been exposed to direct sunlight a lot more than the plant at the earlier stage.